In the last episode, Kami fused with Piccolo, moved by his first truly selfless act. He gave up his own life to save another. The Saiyans were defeated by Piccolo and Goku, but Earth paid a terrible price. Many of the Z fighters were gone. And the Dragon Balls? When Kami fused, they vanished. There was no way to bring anyone back. That thought haunted the newly fused warrior until Krillin remembered something Vegeta once said. Piccolo was a Namekian. And if that was true, then there should be Dragon Balls on his home planet. For the first time since the battle ended, hope returned. Krillin, Gohan, Goku, and Piccolo turned to Mr. Popo. They asked about Kami's past, about where he came from. Popo began the story of a Namekian child sent to Earth long ago, and of an ancient spaceship hidden ever since. The group searched immediately, and when they finally found it, Piccolo froze. The technology felt familiar, yet completely foreign. He didn't know if it was a vestige of Kami's memories or some other kind of connection, but it was his past, and the hope for the future. The spaceship behaved strangely. It responded only to commands in a language he had never learned. One he was meant to know, but never did. They reported it back to Bulma, who got to work translating. While Bulma worked, Goku had another idea. He asked Bulma and Dr. Briefs for a gravity chamber, one that could replicate Grand Kai's planet. At least 10 times Earth's gravity as he needed to keep training. Piccolo watched closely, intrigued. This wasn't a type of training he had experienced before, but he was willing to try. And because of the fusion, being around Goku no longer felt irritating. It felt natural. And so, he spent the next few days training with him and Gohan, pushing their powers to the limit. 10 days later, Bulma finished the programming. Dr. Briefs had also completed the installation of the gravity chamber subsection of the ship. But there was a limit, 20 times Earth's gravity. He could have gone further, like on the original story, but that would take weeks, time they didn't have, especially if Vegeta or anyone else was already heading to Namek. Gohan insisted on coming along, ignoring the protests from Chi-Chi. She shouted and made it very clear she thought it was a terrible idea. But Gohan's determination was unshakable. Even though in this timeline, Goku and Piccolo were around, the child felt a debt to the others who had laid down their lives against the Saiyans. Goku only smiled at the exchange, calm as ever. "It'll be fine," he said, his voice light but confident. He didn't need to explain why. He just knew Gohan could handle it, and he trusted his friends to push themselves. Chi-Chi eventually relented, but not before warning Goku to keep a close eye on Gohan. During the long journey to Namek, the small hours on the ship were not spent in silence. Bulma stood on a corner of the ship, making sure all went well, while the fighters, well, they trained constantly. At first, the gravity was low, meant for Krillin and Gohan to ease into it. But by the second week, it was always on 20x. Their muscles screamed with the strain, but they adapted, bit by bit. By the end of the month, Krillin jumped to a power level of 14,000 due to being pushed by stronger allies and adapting to higher gravity. Gohan reached a power level of 15,500, not much higher than Krillin, but he started with less than him and could still grow a lot. Now Goku didn't train with 100x gravity, but he did train for over 5 times longer and had a stronger partner with Piccolo, so it's fair to place him at 170,000. Finally, Piccolo pushed himself to the limit and achieved a power of 300,000. The moment they landed on Namek, they felt it. A terrifying power unlike anything they had ever sensed before. Frieza. Minutes later, another figure fell from the sky. That unmistakable aura. Vegeta. Piccolo gritted his teeth. They had to stop Vegeta. He had clearly come seeking his wish for immortality. And that other evil presence they felt? It was up to no good as well. Before rushing in, Krillin spoke up. What if we didn't charge straight into battle? What if we talked to some locals first to understand what's really happening? The group agreed. Goku and Piccolo followed the strongest energy they could sense, coming from a Namekian. Gohan and Krillin stayed by the ship, ready to protect Bulma. They arrived at Grand Elder Guru's home, the modest structure atop a mountain. Standing guard at the entrance was Nail, arms crossed. His eyes moved over to the two warriors. "You may enter," Nail said at last, stepping aside. "Elder Guru has been expecting you." Inside, explanations from both sides came quickly. Earth no longer had a guardian. Frieza was moving across Namek, and the Dragon Balls were at risk. Elder Guru listened without interruption. When they finished, he exhaled slowly and smiled. "So," Guru said gently, "the child who once fled this world has returned." Piccolo wasn't sure how to respond at first. He didn't know what to feel, just that, somehow, it felt like he belonged here. Elder Guru placed his hand upon Piccolo's head and spoke softly, explaining that every living being carried dormant power. He did not force it forward. He simply called to it. The response was immediate. Piccolo's ki surged outward, heavier and denser than before, flooding the room with pressure. He gasped as the energy tore through him, not violently, but insistently, as if something deep within him had been waiting to be acknowledged. And yet, it didn't fully come out. It felt like the Namekian warrior had much more potential buried inside of him. When it ended, Guru withdrew his hand. "I am glad that you returned to save us," Guru said. Then he paused. "Strange," he muttered. "Not long ago, there were two voices here." Piccolo stiffened. Guru looked at him fully now. "What is your name, child?" The question struck deeper than Piccolo expected. The name he had been born with was lost to time. Be it the name of the evil or the good side, none truly carried the meaning of what he was. He searched himself and found only fragments. "I don't know my original name," he admitted at last. "I am something new now." After a brief silence, he spoke again. Piccolo. Goku nodded, as though he had expected no other answer. Guru then turned his attention to Goku and placed a hand upon his head. Allow me to draw out your hidden strength as well. Before the energy could flow, Goku stepped back, scratching his head with an awkward grin. I'll pass, he said. I don't really like shortcuts like that. King Kai's voice exploded in his mind, panicked and furious, warning him that Frieza was on an entirely different level. Goku winced, then chuckled. I know, but if I'm going to fight him, I want to do it with my own power. Guru studied him for a long moment. You are certain? He asked. Goku nodded. Yeah, we can handle him. Guru closed his eyes briefly, then let out a quiet laugh. Very well. The atmosphere in the room shifted. Frieza is not here to rule Namek, Guru said gravely. He is here for the Dragon Balls. If he succeeds, this world will be lost. Goku clenched his fists. Piccolo's aura flared, controlled but intense. Namek must be protected, Guru continued. Will you stand with us? I'll fight, Goku said immediately. I will protect my people, Piccolo said, stepping forward. For the first time, it seemed like Frieza's empire could come to an end. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Now that Piccolo has returned to Namek and begun unlocking his hidden potential, the stage is set for an epic showdown. But with Frieza closing in and the Dragon Balls at risk, things are only going to get more intense. Make sure you hit like, subscribe to not miss part 3, but until then you can watch any of the other cool videos I've done already. One should be appearing on your screen right now.